days no doubt have changed me.
Sweeney Todd's the new Tim Burton movie. It's the 6th time that Johnny Depp and Tim Burton have come together as one. And like Edward Scissorhands and like Sleepy Hollow, it's got the gothic look. They've got the white faces. They've got the big hair, all the gothic architecture and art direction and everything. This is based on the Stephen Sondheim musical, though, and we have not seen Johnny Depp sing thus far, and we haven't really seen Tim Burton do a musical before. What'd you think?
You know, I mean, it's interesting you point that out, too. If there are scenes where you could confuse this character with Edward Scissorhands or with his character with Ichabod Crane from Sleepy Hollow. And there is something to be said for the kind of repeating of that. But I do tend to like the aesthetic of Tim Burton films, although this one maybe lacks a little bit. But I don't know, this one didn't really work for me. This film was a bit of a complicated thing. I have to admit, a little bit of a bias towards musicals. If I'm going to go to a theater, against musicals. Yeah. If I'm going to go see a musical, I'm going to go to a stage and see it live, you know what I mean? So if you're going to make a musical and put it in a cinema, it's got to be way better than this.
And the differences in this as opposed to how it was on the stage, I would imagine, have to do with two things. The first thing was the dream sequence, which went way offset, right? And that was a great moment. And the second thing is there might have been huge spurts of blood in the theater musical, but we certainly didn't get to see close-ups of people's necks. And there was a lot of blood in this movie.
Well, I've come home to find you waiting.
It's really alarming at first when we see the first throat slashing in this movie because it takes a little while to happen. And then when it happens, it's pretty graphic. It's like Dario Argento blood just spurting everywhere. And he doesn't just do it once, it happens again. And there's a montage in the film that happens not long after that where it's just throats being slashed and he's singing, and that is when it really becomes funny, and the black comedy that Sweeney Todd wants to be up to that point finally starts to take shape, and the heads crashing into the pavement and stuff like that. I just thought it was hilarious. I was absolutely howling in the theater. So this is the stuff that worked for me. I have, you know, some problems with some of the I'm talking and I'm singing, I'm going to tell you what I'm doing at the same time, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how people react to the musical aspect of it, because the advertising has hinted at the fact that this is
an
musical,
absolute
but this is
musical.
A musical,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, the plot development happens in song, and it's really important to kind of note that. I actually thought it was going to be a little bit more graphic than it was. I mean, it's obviously it was very bloody.
As graphic as it is, it's also kind of, over the top, and so it's not like they're going for realistic violence. The blood looks like...
it looks like paint or something. It's obviously kind of got a cartoonish element to it. But it's interesting, the sort of dichotomy between a singing musical and then horror. But I guess I anticipated it was going to be a little more integrated, because in a lot of ways it feels like there's a musical happening and then there's horror happening, but not necessarily that they're happening together. I think the black humor in the film is definitely there, but I agree with you about the dream sequence. I think that was a really great moment. But I kind of think you have to go into the nooks and crannies to pull out that stuff in this film. It's not as apparent. This is another situation where, like the Peter Jackson King Kong situation, I love Peter Jackson and I love Tim Burton, but this one just didn't work for me. I kind of hated it. I did not have a good time watching this film. With all the build-up, it just didn't pay off.
Sacha Baron Cohen.
And Sacha Baron Cohen definitely brought some levity to the thing and was funny as usual and had a strange, lunchbox package off to the side, which was really strange.
There was a lot of character development in the actual packages
in the groin area
in the movie.
Yeah.
Alan
Rickman was kind of low.
Everybody's package said something about their character, I think. I'm sure that was intentional.
Very possibly. This is definitely going to be a minor rock fist down for me. It just didn't work for me. I guess I wanted more blood and something, and something else, a little bit something that was missing.
I had a good time in the movie. It started out a little slow, but overall I'm going to give it a minor rock fist up. There you go. Sing us out. Come on. You're the singer.
You sing us out.
I'm the drummer. I've sang enough. You're the singer. You sing. I'm walking away. See me walking away.